Movie spoofs are a tricky business. They require unbridled abandon and costly commitments to mimicking their target's aesthetic with precise send ups and a follow through to the ridiculous with, hopefully, some wit. It's no joke to be this serious about silliness. When done well, this brand of humor tickles the funny bones meta parts. But when it fails, it's, to me at least, far worse than a typical throwaway joke because of the effort. All that planning and energy often culminates into a courtesy eye roll at best. The setup is really a cheat of sorts. One starts at the halfway point with the sight gag, a parody, a full scale diorama of an original work to do the heavy lifting, and is already a joke in itself. As in, haha, I know that this is a reference to a serious movie, so I'm already laughing at the subversion. Think the Untouchables spoof from The Naked Gun 33 and a third, the final insult opening credits. It was a lofty undertaking requiring enormous effort. It's one big ridiculous joke, and the extremeness could have you rolling those eyes if not for Leslie Nielsen's Detective Lieutenant Frank Drebin's permanent thinking straight face as the baby carriages roll down the staircase before him. They hit the ground running with the exact look, feel, and music, and it's simply a matter of staying committed and ending with an exclamation point of sorts, a reference or comment we didn't see coming. Or, in Nielsen's case, it was almost always his absolute, authoritative, unwavering seriousness. Of course, not all of the exclamation points can be winners, but with enough nonsense stacked up and up and up, you have the coveted classic spoof. Think Blazing Saddles, Airplane, Spaceballs, Scary Movie, and Scary Movie 2. New spoof on the block Scary Movie 6 is unfortunately not going to join them. And it's a shame because the horror spoofing franchise, at its core, is a send-up of a send-up, namely the already self-aware screen films that have now, unamusingly, lost the plot. Scary Movie's ongoing meta-heavy premise continues with an overarching inside joke and ending that is, well, not bad, if overly indulgent to the players and their histories. But I liked its humility in how they go after the escalating idiocy of the most recent Scream films. Problem is, for the most part, the other horror references and elaborate setups mostly end up being nothing more than setup/halfway there jokes. As in, look, we reference Longlegs and have the wherewithal to bring in surrealist legend and Scary Movie alumni Chris Elliott to play the pale and unsettling wig-wearing Satanist. And then what do they do with this circumstance with potential? They quit before they find the funny. I started to question if, in some instances, the writers watched anything beyond the trailers of a few of the recent horror films they were trying to make fun of, e.g. Weapons, It Follows, and Longlegs. And where were the Midsummer and Hereditary references? My biggest disappointment was the substance piece with Cheri Oteri. Spoiler alert, Demi Moore stand-in Oteri writhes around on her checkerboard floor, and what'd you come out of her back? The Epstein files. What? Besides being unfunny, it doesn't make any sense. My guess is that they were hoping it would come across as clever and more Hollywood insidery. It doesn't. The Sinners reference starts with the opening church scene and should have been cut in its entirety, because again, it just doesn't work, despite looking good. Still, the white vampires facing Regina Hall asking to be invited in is funny, thanks in large part to Hall's timing and the outrageous commitment given by all the new younger replacement characters. Cameron Scott Roberts and Olivia Rose Keegan in particular are having what should have been an infectiously good time, and all have potential for good futures as comedic actors given the showcase. Which brings us to the franchise's star, Anna Faris. Like Nielsen before her, Faris ingeniously and instinctively gave us the exclamation points required in the first two Scary Movies. She knew just what to do, never stealing a scene, but grounding each with Cindy's guileless naivete as the open-faced parody of the final girl Sydney Prescott. Unfortunately, Faris looks frightened in this latest round, and not comedically. There's one scene in particular where she doesn't appear to even know where she is, let alone filming something as specific as a horror comedy spoof. I fear her real-life demons are taking a toll, and the opportunities for comedic brilliance are too blurred for her to recognize. And it's a shame because I think she's, in line with Hall, one of the greats within the genre. Unfortunately, Scary Movie 6 fails to uphold its original intent to continually merge two beloved film categories. Let's face it, the Scary Movies are not made by or for fans of scary movies. We know this. Akin to the trusted quirky boyfriend who's always the killer, that's the twist. Watch or not? Watch.